Hello everyone, welcome to Grace Hello Rabbitry. I am PJ, and today we are going to talk about a serious life issue that is going to spur some life changes and some channel changes. But first, I want to show you a couple of gifts that I received. Alright, so last week I took a road trip and I picked up some American Blues and I delivered them to a special young man named Isaac. If you're familiar with my channel, you've seen footage on that on the last couple of videos I've done. Well, Isaac and his mom had a package for me when I arrived. And these are, these are all homemade gifts that Isaac and Jackie made for me. First was this beautiful handcrafted wreath and my favorite colors, blue. So that's fabulous. I just, isn't that beautiful? I really like that. I think I'm going to do this arrangement of photos of some of my winning New Zealand does, and I think that would be a great little topper for that, for my wall. So I think I'm going to use that for that. But I think that is just beautiful, and you know, it's shiny and it's got my favorite colors. And then we also have this handcrafted homemade bunny. And at first I thought it was a snowman, but look, no. She has bunny ears. And you know, like some of my young kits, my summer babies, she has a case of a hot ear. She got one ear that wants to droop. There we go. Well, I had it and then I messed it up. So there's her ears. So this is actually a little bunny. And they named her, I thought it was really sweet, they named her Miss PJ. So that was very lovely, and she made that. Yeah, they made that. Isn't that awesome? In addition, if that wasn't enough, to those gifts, they also gave me, and they make this themselves, some soap. Now, Jackie has been a viewer for a while of my channel, and so I think she knew, for those that are new to my channel, you might not remember this, but it's been a while back ago now. I had this wonderful goat's milk soap, and I kept it in a little dish on my kitchen counter, and they started disappearing. And I thought Daddy J was using my soap, or Junior, one of them. I thought, what are they doing? Are they taking it and using it all up, or, you know, and it just kept disappearing. And I got down to like my last 2 or 3 pieces of soap, and I finally asked them about it. Were you guys using my soap? No, they weren't. Well, I got down to my last bar, and sure enough, it disappeared. So I was out of goat's milk soap. Well, as it turned out, I still haven't found my soap, but there is a pack rat underneath my house, and they have taken my goat's milk soap. So these soaps are going to go back on my bathroom cabinet, and hopefully our pack rat is gone and not take my soap. So I thought those were very thoughtful and very useful gifts. I just really enjoy the handmade gifts like that. So thank you, Isaac and Jackie. Okay, now let's get down to the serious stuff. I'm going to do a little bit of history for those that are new to my channel. It's been almost 3 years ago. Christmas will be 3 years. I had a stroke, and it's been a long recovery, but through a lot of effort with a great care team, a great supporting family, and come and go efforts on my part, I've really made a tremendous recovery from that stroke. After seeing several specialists and this and that, we had discovered that an artery, you have 4 main arteries, 2 going up in your neck into your brain, so you have 4. And over on my right hand side, my carotid artery is 100% blocked. There is no blood flow, so I only have 3 major arteries left providing blood and oxygen to my brain. So we knew that. That leaves me high risk for another stroke, and so we've just been taking it easy and, you know, trying to not so well watching diet and exercise and whatnot. So I've gotten off of the wagon and not doing so great on the diet lately for the last several months, almost a year anyway. So recently in May and June, I had a 2-week period that things just were not good. I was very emotional. I was having panic attacks. I was forgetting everything. I mean, I lost my car keys several times. I lost my wallet. I drove off and left my luggage sitting on the sidewalk at a show. I can't. I've lost cash. I just went through a really terrible time in May and June. And I saw my doctor. She was very concerned, and she really thought with the symptoms that I was showing, because there was physical symptoms also, she really thought I had another stroke. And so she sent me to the emergency room to do another MRI, and told them, do not release me until you take a look at it and call me. And so they did that, and they told me and my doctor that I had not had a stroke, and so they went ahead and let me go home. And my doctor called me. I was still in the parking lot. I hadn't even left the hospital yet. She called me and told me, okay, you have not had a stroke, but we need to get you in to see the neurologist right away. That was back in, back in May, during that time frame. And I just saw the neurologist a couple weeks ago. I know I'm delayed on getting to you. I really wanted to talk to my family and some close friends before I talked to the camera. And to be honest with you, I wasn't even sure I was going to share this publicly. I was real hesitant. I wavered back and forth, and I finally decided that perhaps someone can learn, or perhaps God can touch somebody through my story. And so I decided to go ahead and share this with you in hopes of helping someone else. If not, maybe encourage you along the way. Maybe I'm going to be doing some dietary things. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. And so anyway, I decided to go ahead and share this story. So what they found, I finally saw the neurologist a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't good news. I have pictured 3, but that's not what was said. My neurologist told me there were several new blockages. The actual printed out neurology report that I have says a few. So I'm not sure what several, a few, or scattering is. I think my neurologist used the word scattering. So I'm not sure how many, but I'm going to assume there's at least 3 based on the wording that was used. Blockages in my brain, and it is in a segment of the brain that cannot be operable. The technical term, if you want to get technical, is cranial atherosclerosis. Let me try that again. That's a big mouthful. Cranial atherosclerosis. Now, I was actually diagnosed with atherosclerosis a while back ago, and that is just basically the tendency to collect cholesterol in your arteries. And that's what happened with the first stroke. Was I collected cholesterol in my artery. It shut off. When I lost blood flow, I had a stroke. Well, now there are a scattering or a few more blockages, and again, they're in a part of the brain that is inoperable. Typically, the way you would treat this, first of all, you would try to prevent it with cholesterol medication. Well, I've been on cholesterol medication for the better part of 15 years, and it's not, I don't want to say it's not working, because there's probably a good chance that medication has slowed this whole thing down, but it certainly hasn't stopped the progression. So the first is preventative, and that's with cholesterol medication. When that doesn't work, and you do collect that cholesterol in your veins, first of all, they can clean that out. That's one way. They can also stent it. I also have cardiac atherosclerosis, which means artery built up in my heart. 2.5 years ago, I had 2 stents placed, and now I have another blockage, but we're not doing surgery on it yet. We're going to give it some time and see what happens. But probably eventually we'll probably have to address that issue. If they can't clean it, if they can't stent it, then they do bypasses. And yes, they can do bypasses in your brain and your heart, or, limbs. You can also have it in your limbs, arms and legs. Those don't tend to be, I don't want to say, you can also have them in your arms and legs, anywhere, really. Yeah, cleaning, preventative, cleaning, stenting, or bypassing. And I am not a candidate for any of those things because of the location in the brain. And so there's nothing that they can do. The only thing we can do now is continue the cholesterol medication in hopes of keeping this buildup slow. Once you have a buildup and it starts, usually it continues to collect, and that's just that, and they can't do anything about it. So that's that. That is the latest news on that I wanted to share with you. Now, I am not going to sit down, roll over, and say, that's my lot in life. Let's see how much time I have left, and blah. That's not me. I'm going to do what I do, and that's going to take the bull by the horns and lead on, as I said earlier today to a co-worker on a different topic. Anyway, so there are some things that I can do to slow it down, and in the upcoming videos we're going to talk about that. So life changes is, of course, I really got to get serious about the diet. I've got to stick to it. There is 2 absolutes, and that is absolutely no beef. This came straight from my care team. I'm a neurologist, straight up. No beef, not ever, never ever, no beef, period. And the other one is no fried foods. Ever. That's straight out of my neurologist's mouth. No beef, no fried foods, ever, period, no exceptions. So I'm really not a huge beef eater, but I do like a cheeseburger from time to time, and I'm going to have to give those up. And since the first stroke, I've really cut way back on my fried foods. I really don't eat a whole lot of fried foods. But you know what? Again, I really love a good chicken tender, and I can no longer have those because they're breaded and deep fried. So there will be some dietary changes, and some exercise, which I'm going to discuss exercise with you in a different video because I'm limited. I'm limited on what I can do as far as exercise. So we're going to talk about that in another video. Now, for some better news that I also wanted to share, because I now have permission to share it. If you go way back, way back, like 8 years ago back, to my original channel, if you have been with me that long, then you may remember my oldest son. I think he had a screen name. I don't remember what it was. He really wasn't on a whole lot of videos, but I did call him something. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, my oldest son has been dating the same girl since high school. They have been dating for, I think, 8 years, ever since they were sophomores in high school. They stayed together all through high school. They've gone through college together, and they are both, one has graduated, the girl has graduated, and she's in her career. She's got a job in her career, and my son is on his last semester, I believe, or real close. I think he's on his last semester, and so he'll be graduating before much longer. Anyway, they have officially become engaged and have announced their engagement. So we are all very excited about that. And so that is my goal. They haven't set a date yet, but they're looking at maybe October-ish of next year, of 2020. And so, you know, I want to be around to attend the wedding. And so we got some serious work to do this year, folks, and beyond. It's going to be a lot of dietary changes, and I've got to do the exercising. I've got to learn to cook new dishes, and I hope to take you guys along as I begin to cook healthier meals. I want to share those with you. Hopefully, it's not necessarily the goal. My goal is to slow down, and if there's a way to stop it, stop the cholesterol collection. That is my primary goal. Another goal, which would play a big role in slowing down the cholesterol issues, is to get my diabetes under control. So that's goal number 2. But hopefully by doing these 2 things, I can shed some extra pounds too. So anyway, that's going to be it for today. Let's wrap this up. Thanks for watching, and until we speak again, God bless.